Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Fright Friday right here on Night Owl Video. Today I am talking about John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. So I hope you'll stick around. We'll be talking about cast, production, critical response, where you can watch this thing, and all that kind of cool stuff. So I hope you'll stick around. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed recently. I'm, as of recording this video, I think at 339 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who's joined my channel recently. I really appreciate you picking to follow me and comment and like and all that jazz. I really do appreciate all of that, and it really does kind of spark me to keep doing these videos, because there are times where I'm just like, I get like a shitty comment and I'm like, I'm done with this, or but it's those nice people that do send me messages and comment and stuff like that keep me going, so I appreciate all of that. Today we are talking about In the Mouth of Madness from John Carpenter. This was a recent pickup for me off of a Facebook Market listing, and so hats off to the person who sold me these lovely DVDs. They were all in really nice condition, which is refreshing. This is a horror fantasy film from 1994, directed by John Carpenter. I don't think I have to go too in-depth with John Carpenter. I think you know who that guy is. If you don't, Google John Carpenter and get yourself a deep dive into some of his films. But he's probably definitely my top 3 directors of all time. This movie, I don't remember if I saw this one back in the day. I almost feel like I saw it back in 94, 95, and I didn't like it. But my tastes have really changed over the years, and I have, I think I have a greater appreciation for things. And so I think back then, like in the late 80s, early 90s, I was just looking for like gore. And like, so fantasy and things that were a little bit more not gory weren't really my thing. But I'm appreciating a bit of depth to my horror films. So this one, again, I can't say if this was a first time watch or a revisit. I feel like it's a revisit. Appreciated it much more this time than I did, I guess, as a youngster. This movie stars Sam Neill. I love Sam Neill. He was also in Omen 3, Possession, of course, Jurassic Park. And one of my favorites that not a lot of people talk about is Dead Calm with Nicole Kidman. If you get a chance to see that film, Sam Neill knocks it out of the park in that movie. This also stars Julia Carmen, who was in Fright Night 2, as well as tons of TV appearances. Jürgen Prochnow, who was in The Keep, Dune, and Air Force One. David Warner, who was in The Omen, Tron, and Waxwork. And Charlton Heston, who of course was in Planet of the Apes, The Omega Man, and Soylent Green. I do kind of like Charlton Heston. I love the first Planet of the Apes movie. It's one of my favorite science fiction movies. He's pretty good in this. He's not a major part of this, I would say, but he's pretty good in it. Sam Neill, this is one of my favorite Sam Neill performances. Honestly, after finishing watching this, I thought, when he's on, he is really on. I have watched probably 20 or 30 movies in the last month, and this one's probably my favorite of all the ones I've watched, because I've been watching a lot of like the ones that I've bought and haven't watched yet. I'm doing a bit of a catch up, and honestly, like, this was the best. And I watched a lot of movies where I was just like falling asleep or looking at my phone. This one was really, really good. The synopsis for this movie is: when horror novelist Sutter Kane, played by Jürgen Prochnow, goes missing, insurance investigator John Trent, played by Sam Neill, scrutinizes the claim made by his publisher Jackson Harglow, played by Charlton Heston, and endeavors to retrieve a yet-to-be-released manuscript and ascertain the writer's whereabouts. Accompanied by the novelist's editor Linda Stiles, played by Julia Carmen, and disturbed by nightmares from reading Kane's other novels, Trent takes an eerie nightmare trek to a supernatural town in New Hampshire. And this is listed as like a horror fantasy. This is definitely leans more on the, I would say, the fantasy end, or the psychological fantasy thriller kind of thing. This is, basically watching Sam Neill lose his mind, and he's very good at it. This film is considered the third installment in what Carpenter refers to as his Apocalypse trilogy, which also feature includes The Thing from 1982, as well as Prince of Darkness in 1987. In the Mouth of Madness pays tribute to the works of author H.P. Lovecraft in its exploration of insanity, and its title is derived from the Lovecraft novella At the Mountains of Madness. The budget was $8 million, and it made $8.9 million at the box office, according to sources that I saw online. So I'm going to guess this was considered a bomb at the time. Michael DeLuca wrote the script in the late 1980s, and one of the first directors he offered it to was John Carpenter, who originally passed on this project. It was then offered to Tony Randall and Mary Lambert before John Carpenter did finally accept the gig. Filming took place between August and October of 1993. The town scenes in Hobbs End, which is the fictional town in New Hampshire, were filmed on Main Street in Unionville, and the exterior of the Black Church is actually the Cathedral of the Transfiguration. Both are located in Markham, Ontario, my country. Pretty exciting. The rest of the film was shot on location in Toronto, Ontario, due to its unique mix of, quote, New York skyscrapers and New England remoteness, according to Carpenter. The visual effects for the film were done by Industrial Lights and Magic, which is the Lucasfilm subsidiary, and the practical effects, including creature prosthetics and animatronics, were done by K&B Effects Group, which is like Greg Nicotero and those cats. It took 7 weeks for K&B to create all the practical effects for the film, the biggest of which was an 18-foot wall of monsters that was mounted on rollers and operated by a crew of 25 people. Pretty impressive. The film's main theme, this was really funny, which I actually had heard this before I watched this and did the review, but the film's main theme, heard during the opening credits, was inspired by Metallica's song Enter Sandman. Carpenter had originally wanted to use Enter Sandman, but was unable to secure the rights and instead composed his own theme with the help of composer Jim Lang and guitarist Dave Davies of the rock band The Kinks. And yeah, if you listen to the opening, it's really funny. It is like Enter Sandman, but not Enter Sandman. I'll just leave it at that. But I thought that was really funny. And I had heard that on another channel that I watch. So I was kind of excited to actually hear it. And it is unabashedly a copy of that song. Yeah, so this film currently holds a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes in The Mouth of Madness. Critics generally commended the film on its technical aspects, particularly its special effects, acting, and directing, but perceived it to be too complicated, confusing, pretentious, and overwhelming. I don't know if I'd go that far. My thoughts on this film: I really liked this movie. I thought it was a cool little kind of psychological thriller. Sam Neill is outrageous in this movie. He's so good. I thought the acting was great. The soundtrack was cool. It had a good tone to it. It's like solving a mystery, and you feel like you're going along with the characters, trying to go into Hobbs End to kind of figure out how this all works, and all the kind of surreal parts to it. Like the paintings changing in the hotel lobby, I thought was really cool. And again, Sam Neill plays like this person losing their mind like so well. It's so convincing. I don't know much else that I can say about this. I would agree with the critics in the sense that it did drag a little bit at times, but honestly, like I said, I've watched probably 20 or 30 movies in the last month, and this was by far the best, I would say, of the ones that I watched. I did find it quite enthralling. The acting was great. The music was great. The atmosphere. Would highly recommend this. If you love John Carpenter, if you like Sam Neill's acting, if you like H.P. Lovecraft, psychological horror, thriller, this is going to be for you. I know a lot of people love this movie. There's Sam Neill on the back going crazy. I think I saw this when it came out and I didn't like it. But again, my mind was very different back then. And now rewatching this, I have a totally new appreciation for this movie. And this will definitely be a rewatch for me in the coming years. So this is a... What is this? This is a DVD, obviously. It's a Region 1. It's, I'm just trying to look for the year on it. Can't find a year on it. I'm going to say this is probably like the late 90s, early 2000s version. Put out by New Line Cinema. The special features on here are a commentary with director John Carpenter and cinematographer Gary B. Kibbe? An original theatrical trailer, cast and crew filmography. So this is a pretty bare bones edition, but I'm happy to have it in my collection. Yeah, this is a great movie. This is rated 18 in Canada. It has a runtime of 1 hour, 35 minutes. Perfect. Yeah, just a tight little, excellent, well-acted thriller. So that's my thoughts on In the Mouth of Madness. Short and sweet today. Let me know what you thought of this movie. Did you like this? I would say I would probably tend to lean more towards The Thing. What other John? I mean, obviously Halloween. Assault on Precinct 13. Big Trouble in Little China. I feel like I would go They Live. I would probably go to all of those movies before I'd go to this. But I feel like if I was in the mood for something like this, this would probably be top of the pile. I was kind of thinking this might be like I've been thinking recently, like almost like, you know, when you go to the store where they sell alcohol and they say, oh, well, this would pair nice with like chicken, or this would pair nice with spaghetti. I was kind of trying to think of like this would pair nice with, and I haven't really thought of a good one yet. I was thinking Needful Things might be a cool double bill with this, or maybe like I don't know. Maybe you've got some thoughts on that. But I was kind of thinking maybe that could be a feature in the new year I might think about doing, is doing kind of like a, if you wanted to do like a double bill, what would this movie go well with? Hellraiser maybe. But yeah, In the Mouth of Madness. I really like this movie. Again, I highly recommend it if you like John Carpenter, Sam Neill, H.P. Lovecraft, psychological thrillers, you know, people losing their minds, if that's your thing. That would be a weird thing to have, but yeah, just love this movie. Paul Wonder of WAI said, this is the best film in John Carpenter's career. The lights just went out. That's interesting. The lights just came back on. That's interesting. We are experiencing a crazy windstorm, so we'll see. But anyway, that's a first for Night Owl Video, a power interruption. How about that? So I'll wrap it up there before the power goes out again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Be sure to like, comment, all that jazz. And until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere. Maybe we'll meet up at Hobbs End and have a coffee and lose our minds together. Who knows? But until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.